Hi YouTubers, and welcome to video number 5 of Small Engines Questions and Answers video series. So hopefully everybody's enjoying their summer so far. It's hard to believe we're pretty well half done the summer already. It sure goes by quick. So today I've got 3 questions in my lineup for today. Now my first question today is from a YouTuber from Rhinelander, USA, and he's asking, will running a 2-stroke engine with a straight pipe hurt the engine like a 4-stroke? I can't find an exhaust that will fit it. What he's talking about is these little 2-stroke engines that go on these Toro 2-cycle snowblowers. And I've got a couple engines here, and I'm going to show you the options that you have to remedy that. Before I show you what I've got, basically your engine's not going to run as good if it's coming straight out of the exhaust port. It's always better to have some kind of pipe there, even if it is straight pipe. And it's better if you have a muffler because it creates a bit of back pressure and your engine runs better. I've seen engines before where they didn't have a muffler, they were running straight pipe or straight out of the exhaust port and the rings cracked. So here's what I think this YouTuber is talking about is these little Toro snowblowers. I've got one in parts here in my junk shed. And he says that the muffler here, which goes all the way down by the wheels and that all the way down over here even, it's a bit cumbersome if you're using it on a mini bike or something like that. I can see his point, but the pipe does come apart right here, so you could keep it straight pipe like that. I can't see how that would really hurt it. It may not run as good, but I don't think it's going to damage the motor. Now the other option you have is these engines do come with small mufflers on them. Unfortunately, I don't have a spare one to sell you, but I can give you the model number on one of these engines and you can go look on eBay or at a small engine shop. So this model number of this engine is HSK 600. The spec number is 1711V. So engine family 2TPXS.0985EF. It's a 98cc. If you go with these numbers, or I can even send you a parts list if you want for this engine, then you can get the part number for the muffler. And I would recommend you getting a muffler like this if you're using that engine on something else besides the snowblower. This motor here is a bit older, and they are made by Tecumseh, just so you know that. Hopefully we're talking about the same brand of engine. So try that, try to find a muffler, and that would be your best way to go. Now the next question is from a YouTuber from Kentucky, USA. He asks, I keep reading of Proline chainsaws, like the professional ones, Steel, Husky, etc., having what seems really high compression, 180 to 200 psi. I have quite a few homeowner grade saws and weed eaters from Poulan, McCulloch, and Homelite. My gauge indicates they have on average 120 to 130 psi. Is this normal for inexpensive machines? So basically he's getting a high reading from the better known brand saws and trimmers, and he's getting a lower reading on compression from the lower end stuff like the homeowner stuff, like Homelite, Poulan, and all that. So the simple answer is yes, this is normal. You're going to get a higher reading from Husky chainsaws, Steel, and even the older partner chainsaws that were made in Sweden as well by Electrolux, which is basically they make Husqvarna. You will get a higher reading from the better saws. From these you will get a lower reading, and that happens all the time. One reason could be is that a lot of the better saws, their pistons are chromed and the rings, and sometimes on the cheaper ones they're not chromed. Like even if I don't put a compression tester in the cylinder and you pull it over, it's much easier to pull that over than this one. That's as long as they've been maintained and not abused. And even the partner chainsaw here, which is a Swedish saw as well, it has high compression. So that's very normal. It's the same with these inexpensive home light weed eaters as well. You're going to get a lot lower compression on these than you would on a Stihl or a Neko. So I guess you get what you pay for. I always recommend buying the better brand names even if you're just using your product at home. Now the last question I have is, does 2-cycle oil have a fuel stabilizer in it? My 2-cycle gas seems to last longer. Well, I don't think there is any fuel stabilizer in the 2-cycle oil, but it does help the gas to last longer, definitely. A lot of this 2-cycle oil, if you read it in the back, it's not going to tell you that there is any additives that would make your gas last longer. Here's some Husqvarna oil, that's Quaker State. So like I said, even though there's no fuel stabilizers in the oil, it does make it last longer. It's kind of like diesel fuel. It's very hard to spoil diesel fuel, and it has a higher, it seems like, an oil content to it. I do know that if I put my weed eaters away and I forgot to run them dry or put fuel stabilizer in them, oftentimes it'll still be good in the following season. There must be something in the oil that just helps preserve the life of the gas. I do buy only high-octane fuel for all my 2-cycle engines, and I do find that the fuel does last a lot longer. So that's what you can do. Do use fuel stabilizer if you're not sure. Follow the directions. So yeah, if you're wondering why does the fuel in my 2-cycle engines last longer, well, it's because of the oil. So thanks for watching video number 5 of my small engine question and answer series. Keep sending the questions. Like I said, try to keep them brief, and in your email put down, would you use this on the next Q&A video series. I may not be able to get to your question that very same week because I do have a lot of questions piling up, but I do save them and print them. But I do answer them in chronological order, so whoever sends me a question first will usually get an answer first. Hopefully these answers will help everybody out there with questions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye now.